Cable 10, Aurora, Illinois Community Access Channel.
Let's get weird, buddy. Let's get weird.
I think the chickens get out here. Huh?
Guys, those aren't chickens.
Well, if there's a bright center to the universe, you're on the planet that it's farthest from.
Welcome to the Outer Rim. Enjoy your stay.
As you see, I live my life by one simple maxim. The house always wins, right? And it does. I'm making sure of it, using every single piece of technology at my disposal. But what if I'm not the house? What if someone else is? What if you're just a fucking lunatic? I'm a lunatic?
Yeah.
I would encourage you to gaze inward, Mr. Howard, to your small life, spending your days pretending to be a cowboy, while your wife is making apocalyptic proposals at board meetings, and I'm building a missile system to defend this glorious city from what's coming. But from whom, Mr. Howard? From whom? Who ends the world? Is it you? What if it is you? I don't think you're a cowboy at all, no. I think you're a killer. I think I know exactly who you are.
So good.
Yeah, I was just like, fuck it. That's such a good scene. It's such a good scene. And the thing is I should have just done the whole thing at that point, because I love how he's like, there's somebody else. I don't know who they are. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews, and we're back talking Fallout Season 2 with my good friend and colleague and co-host, all those things. Darrin Jaques from D's Reviews is here. How you doing, Darrin?
Oh, I get so excited every week when we get to talk about this show. They just keep throwing out bangers. I love this. There's so much in this episode. I mean, look, I'll be honest. 2 little points I might have a little contention with, but that's minor. Otherwise, especially that scene, which I can't wait to get into. So much good stuff.
Yeah, it's this is the bright spot of the week. Watching it and then getting to talk about it are the bright spots of the week. And before we move on, don't forget to hit like and subscribe and all that. But also, we tried to record some stuff about what's been going on in Minneapolis earlier this week, and it didn't go well. Suffice it to say, I'm more than against what's going on to the people in Minnesota, in Minneapolis specifically. And if we get a chance, we will be talking about that hopefully at some point here, where we can actually get a video out there. But that's just what I want to say is my thoughts and prayers don't mean shit to me, but I am thinking about what's going on in Minneapolis, and it's hard to then go, oh, right, let's pivot and talk about Fallout, but you gotta also try to find things so that you don't drive yourself crazy. And so here we are. So the bright spot in our week. I don't know if you have anything to say or not.
No, I'm right with you said it has been a few attempts, and I got to agree with the mayor of Minneapolis, to ICE, get the F out. It's just a horrific situation that's going on right there, and this is the bright spot because it's the only time that I can pull myself away from the craziness of the news to go, hey, can I have just a little entertainment for a moment? And
yes, our entertainment is watching the end of the world happen somewhere else. Another version of the end of the world happening. But this is entertaining, at least. It wouldn't be entertaining to be one of the people, the people that had a bomb dropped on them, though. But yeah, you're right. Just another banger of an episode with so many things, and we've still got 3 to go. And what a way to like freaking end this episode! Just like wow, just every single week, man, every single week. And so we've been doing the thing where we just follow the plots that are happening there in order of importance. And so just to kind of, I don't want to say get it out of the way, because this week the Norm and his Vault Tech, junior executives that he's released from their cryotubes that are now at Vault Tech actually end up kind of into some shit that's actually important, that ties things together, which is good. So his idea of going there and finding out information, I mean, he's better off doing this than being down in the vault with the rest of them.
Oh yeah, by far.
Who knows what's going to happen or what the vault's going to look like when Norm gets back there, if he gets back there. There's a good chance that it'll look like a lot of vaults that you go to when you're playing the game. But who knows? There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff there. But I really did enjoy what they did here with Norm and all of that. What did you? Because we both know we both like this episode, so we don't got to do all that.
Yeah. No.
What did you think about Norm and the Vault Tech people and all that? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that there is something that's kind of going. We're actually getting into some meaty stuff. We're seeing, his pretending to be Bud's successor is quickly falling apart, and I think he's under suspicion long before he gets eavesdropped on and found out about. I love him connecting with the new girl whose name I'm sorry I can't remember.
Claudia.
The fact that she is the newest one and kind of like his connection, but also an ally because she kind of sees the craziness of these people. I really like, and that we are connecting back into Barbara's laptop, Barbara's computer there and everything. It's reconnecting all the dots, but doing it in a way that totally makes sense and doesn't feel forced. And I think that's what gets me really excited about that. As well as we get, our first inklings of the first evolutionary virus, which reminded me of the things we have not really seen in Fallout yet. So maybe they're saving that for a season 3. That might be a good idea. I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see I'm really excited where they're going to go with this.
Oh, that brings up something too, because you don't know where they're going to go with this, and that's one of the great things about Fallout is that there will be a season 3. But what I hope they do, and they don't need to like end something for the sake of and then restart it and call it Fallout like you would a game like Fallout New Vegas. I think they should just keep making this show as long as they have stories to tell, because this show could be spun out in so many different ways. That's probably what will happen.
Mm-hmm.
There will probably be spin-offs of this show, or we're going to go to Fallout London, Fallout wherever the hell.
And they will want to do that because they won't want to keep paying the cast more and more as seasons go on. You have to pay the cast more money. So they'll probably do 3, maybe 4 seasons, and then spin off some other character or just start a whole new adventure. And I think we would, we'd love to find more vaults.
Yeah, but again, like I do fear that there will be diminishing returns eventually. So let's just enjoy the good seasons now, and then when we begrudgingly continue to watch well beyond what it deserves, because let's face it, we all do it because we love our shows, and we know when they start to go off the rails and you start making excuses for them. X-Files 9, like I know it now. I mean, I will still contend that almost everything in the original series is perfect to me still, but it was like the reboots and blah 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 blah. I'll shut up.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting it back on track here. I really liked this. I love the Vaulties and the way they look in their Vault-Tec outfits and everything. It's so it has such a cool retro stuck in the 50s future look. Especially I was thinking about this like Claudia and everything. Like when you see pictures and posters of Vault people, it's that kind of coif hair, that little and that attitude, that kind of like we're in the vault. Like when you meet them, they're regular people. They have their same old foibles anybody does, but they all look that look. And I really dig that aspect of Fallout throughout, of just still that weird, it's the future, it's the past. I love it.
Well, and I love that we're maintaining, like, again, that they're all nuts, that they're all that management's always jerks. First thing is in their office, like, oh, look, there's Betty, she's still at her desk. Oh, isn't she funny? As they're messing with her corpse and like asking where the cleanup crew is and everything. It's like they're totally not connected with what's actually happening in the world.
It was a week ago for at least one of them.
Yeah. Well, you figure they did probably all got, frozen at the same time. So yeah.
It's all still fresh. To die at your desk.
Oh, no, please, no.
But I mean, that's the realities. I mean, most people were just doing whatever when it all happened. So
yeah,
it's, not everybody got to have the epic,
What did you think about our shopkeepers popping up here?
Oh, I liked it. I liked that it was like showing that Lucy had an effect. Even if it like she met Lucy, then she meets Norm, and they're both that same kind of like, okay, I still think these are naive kids, but I don't need to harm these kids either, and I don't need to leave them to die. Take from our stuff, which is not a usual typical thing in Fallout. You would have to go on a side quest or 3 to maybe gain the trust. This is about it. Like if you're thinking about in the games, a lot of times, you do have to get to a trust level with people before you can start actually, like you can come on into their house and take anything that's not nailed down after a certain point, but you got to get there. And I kind of feel like that also, this is another way to almost establish that.
Well, Norm passed his speech check.
NPCs. Yeah.
Yeah. It was just like, he ran the speech check. He passed. He was like, all right. So, you're the other Vaultie and you're the connector. So, yeah, I can trust you. Here, I have all my stuff.
And at least it gives Norm a chance to hear about his sister, give him news, exposition. And knowing, like she's fine. Like he's not going to let what she's saying to him. And I think that there's like a part of it that kind of makes her feel like maybe she's not. And that whole bit of just, I'm trying to be a better person at the end, like was really nice.
Yeah. That's nice. At that point, I'm like, great. So we're going to see you in season 3 at a point. You're going to be in a new shop. That'll be nice. I wouldn't mind reconnecting with these characters.
And then, so I had, let's see, where is the rest of my stuff here with Norm? The bar. Okay. Finding out that they go to the Vault-Tec, finding Barb Howard's name when they dropped her name, about who would know about certain things. And that's when they find the forced evolutionary virus. Is that what it was?
Forced evolutionary virus. Yeah.
And now, our jig is up for poor Norm, and he's going to be, brought, I'm sure, before the council of the Vaulties as to what's going to happen next. So, I mean, it's still a little low stakes. I'm sure it'll be fun to watch these people like bureaucrat their way into trying to figure out how to handle Norm or whatever, but it'll probably be a satisfying conclusion. People usually get what they deserve.
I did like that they actually man, he strangled him. He totally choked him out. I was like, no, they're not going to kill Norm at point. And so he gives him breath and just realized he knocked him out and didn't kill him there. But I got to say that was a little moment because this show, I would expect might kill anyone off at any point. And I think that's the one thing that does hold a lot of the tension here is we don't know who is safe. We think he is, but I was worried there for a minute.
All right, so we might as well get then to the main crux of the story, where we start with our Deathclaw beginning, which I'm really glad that they just started right at the beginning. We didn't cut. I mean, a cold open's cool, but just starting.
Yeah.
And then I guess I don't really know what most people were going to expect. But what did you think of how they had to handle that situation?
This is one of my only little kind of problems with this episode, as much as I really love, and I'm like, oh, the Deathclaw, another one. And look, I mentioned last week, I'm playing Fallout 3 right now. And yes, I have literally walked into a place, go, super mutants, and turn around and walked right back out. I'm like, I'm not prepared to do that. So part of me kind of appreciates it. I just don't think it was done super well. It felt like, oh, we're going to hide behind this car where they can all see us and we're going to have dialogue. And then we're going to ridiculously throw this bag to explode to distract it. It was, I don't mind the concept behind the scene. Like, we're not ready for this. Let's get out. But from the build up last week to, I don't know. It was just like, I'd almost wish that you would just turn and run and not have hidden or done any jokes and stuff. I might have felt a little better about that. But this one just felt like, oh, come on. You did all this build up and now you're just going to like cheek it out. No.
Well,
I loved it.
I think it's going to pay off, though. I think that they're saving it.
Oh, yeah.
You got like 3 Deathclaws. They're going to do something with it.
You know, we got to have a whole vat scene.
Something. Yeah. Maybe they're going to get Hank. I don't know. Because that was the thing that I think is most interesting is they said they moved up from the quarry, right? But it just so happens to be where they need to go. And even though that's very convenient and as game design, you would totally expect there to be something that big in front of the big boss before you get into that. That feels like a game. But I almost felt like, how do they keep them in there? You know what I mean? Like, how do they stay in there unless there's something controlling them? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I understand exactly what you mean, but I also am glad that you saw it also the other way too, because that's how I felt. It was like, yeah, 1 Deathclaw is bad enough. Like 3, fuck that, you're gone, man. You better be gone. You better hope you can get to somewhere they can't get you.
Yeah.
But I loved after this, right, is that, and let's just rip the Band-Aid off, right, because he says this like a while ago. He says it to Dogbeat, we need her. We're going to need her on down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So everything should have been telling us right off the bat that he's with her, taking her there, going through all of this so that he can get what he wants, what he needs. And so going through all this and watching it now, after the fact, and like when he starts just telling her things, because why not at this point in his mind? So he does start to tell her about the other vaults, the secret vaults, the vaults for management, the one where my wife and daughter are, and he's basically almost telegraphing to her like, if you're really listening to me, you should start piecing together why I'm here with you, taking you to your dad and what could possibly happen. But it's not bad. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I just love how they're saying it, and almost as if he's there's no reason to hide it, because she's still like, she's got the drug thing, she's still all that, she's all whatever, but he's starting to feel bad the longer that they're together.
Well, that's totally what I got in with that whole sequence is honestly, they are connecting, which is, of course, builds up the tragedy of what we have at the end, which, you know, we will get to. But they are very smart with laying the groundwork and putting all of those hints. And again, even doing exposition that doesn't really feel like exposition. I mean, certainly, hats off to Walton Goggins, who can sit there staring into space and you can see that he's seeing the danger in front of him, contemplating all of these things, running over all of this stuff in his mind while he's giving her the background of like, yeah, but I think you could even still interpret this of like, yeah, so we're going to go in there, we're going to get your dad, and I'm going to get my kids, my family, and we're doing this together. Of course, he's the ghoul. He's been around for 200 years at this point, which is the nice stuff that I like seeing. What we get out of Lucy in this whole sequence is the two of them becoming much more alike, if almost switching positions in some ways, where she's getting more ruthless and he's getting more compassionate, especially now that he has to remember the whole past thing.
Yeah, facing all of that. I really loved the representation of a dick doll. But yeah, like but the really cool part here was when he goes into the bar and he's listening to this guy talk about just another change in management. And I'll tell you, I can understand that perspective. I can understand that completely, being in customer service all your life, where it's just another boss, another thing. And it never changes for the people down there. But I love what he says. He's like, just as long as you don't tax me, Mr. Lizard, don't you try to tax me. But when he's looking at himself in the mirror, and you know that he's thinking, like, I'm this close to my family. Look at me. Look at who I am. Like, and it's all the things, not just how I look, but who I am and who I became to find you. And all the terrible things, having to face them. But also, I mean, the complicated feelings that he has for his wife too. I mean, he says it at the end, family's a fucked up thing.
Yeah.
But he's still doing all of this. And I know that there's still more. I mean, the real crack, for all of this, like the thing that's going to snap things, is when Barbara Howard gets the scene where she can just put it all out there. Truth, what's going on, how she really thinks and feels about people in the world and things.
Mm-hmm.
And her part of it. Until we see that, things won't feel complete. So I don't know if we're gonna see it yet. If we don't see it here, we're definitely seeing it next season. Let's see, what do I got next here? I have lots of notes.
Well, let me touch on Sonny's real quick before because I know
sure.
we want to get the house.
That was going to be the thing. Yes.
I just love that because again, the choice to sneak in and steal stuff, very game. Here's the back door. Let me go in. The price is up. I don't have. I mean, it is again. I know it's like a regular story type thing, but it also again is very, very
looking
much
around
a game thing. And she sits down and sneaks. And I also just picked up a power fist, so I was really loving all of that stuff. I'm like, yeah. And then the turnaround that it's not Sonny. Sonny's in the frickin' barrel naked because you've got a guy that's now taking his clothes, the big belly out, which again you can do. You take people's clothes, they're naked, and you leave them where you killed them, and then you can put their stuff on. Again, I love that bit. And then we get Lucy's whole like, stop. She legitimately shot him because he was pulling a gun and was going to shoot her. In fact, I think he even got a shot off and just missed. But this is her becoming more of like the ghoul. Wait, you're stealing stuff and you're taking drugs and you're killing people? What has happened to you, Lucy McLean? So yeah, I really just love this whole bit. And like you said, the representative of a dick doll was just perfect.
Well, I also like this because you're right, and it does show the sneaking, and you have to pay attention, and it does have the red on there no matter what. No,
Yeah.
so you might be able to get away with it, but you still have to have a head on a swivel. But what I also love from this scene and where my brain goes is this: he goes in there naked and kills the owner and chops him up, takes his clothes off, then chops him up. Puts the clothes on. When did he change the prices? Did he do it before he put on the clothes?
Yeah, I would imagine that he changed into that and then quickly did that like not long before Lucy got in there.
I'm assuming he changed the prices too.
Yeah.
His whole thing was that I'm going to get away with just killing this guy and taking his business. That's Fallout.
Yeah.
That is one of the most Fallout things of all time is
totally.
that.
Yeah. It's that perfect flavor choice that just, makes the mixture perfect. Because yeah, I can totally see this scene and this instance happening in game with the same dialogue and everything else.
Okay, so in the past, we have some cloak and dagger from Walton Goggins as Cooper, as he meets up with Moldaver to talk about killing Robert House. What I like about this, right? They're talking about the cold fusion, which to me, that's what she's really all about. Mm-hmm. This isn't about stopping anyone. This is about getting cold fusion. Cold fusion has been that thing that action films like to roll out every once in a while to remind us of this thing, this holy grail of unlimited power. And so what a great MacGuffin, of course, for the Fallout universe to use is unlimited power when there isn't one, except the power's not even off yet. And here they are, it's all about that, knowing that this is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever has control of this after this happens is going to be powerful. So like for all the righteousness behind all of it, there's still that thing that says, but we also need to make sure we come out with the power supply.
Well, yeah, that is the main. I think we all understand that motivation right now with the AI data centers going up and everyone's electricity rates going up.
That is one thing that I would like to see that I feel like could actually be a benefit to all the hell we're going through right now, is I do believe everyone in America is getting a firsthand lesson and a lot of things they didn't realize. And now they're seeing things and going, oh, well, now I know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there are things that I wish we didn't have to learn this way, but here we are. Anyway.
By the way, here, let me mention that this is a perfect way to use CGI and de-aging. Quick little scenes to set up Hank there in the past. And you don't have to see much. It's just, great.
Push on. Don't focus on him too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Show him from a distance. Show him quick. Good editing.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
And we get a really poignant line from our congresswoman who gets knocked down by security. And even I know she's fictional, and maybe I'm just feeling a bit on edge about this kind of thing. But when she went down, I felt like it was real.
Oh, dude, right
I'm
now
to this kind of stuff, I think. And so seeing someone just get thrown to the ground by security right now triggered me a little bit watching it.
Oh, yeah. No. I felt the exact same thing. And of course, there was no way they could have known this when this was shot.
Oh, yeah. But when she stands up and says that fighting the good fight is mostly a series of humiliations, I was just like, oh my gosh, what a great fucking line. She just says it with such, it's just out there. She doesn't say it with like much thought. It's like, it's just the
cold
truth.
reality of it.
the cold reality of the situation is that being on the right side of things means people are gonna think you're stupid and make you look stupid, and they're gonna, it's just like, it just says so much about things. It's so much truth in that one line.
Oh yeah.
That anyway. But we do get to follow the case all the way to Robert House. But before they do that, we have our poor old snake oil salesman played by John Daly, who is, I purposely looked for him for the thumbnail because I really like John Daly. I like what he's done with this fun little NPC character out there. And he's helped my outros quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think that he's been a funny comedian for a really long time, but this character, just going around, kind of just drifting through Fallout, getting into little adventures and making concoctions. These are the kinds of characters that are peppered throughout all the Fallout games, and it's really great. And he even knows how to stop and smell the flowers and appreciate the little things. And yeah, if you're gonna be on the road all by yourself, you're lucky that all you got is a rad roach that you kill every once in a while.
Oh, God, I love that interruption too.
Die. Like, this show just knows. So the editing,
the song ending, and just die, and then goes right back to it after.
Yeah, they really know how to edit the hell out of this show. And we get to meet his paramour, which, if you know what the acronym stands for, it means Fisto.
Yeah.
The robot named Fisto that he's was planning on having a nice romantic evening with. Hey, gets lonely out there in the wasteland, and as long
no
as the
kink
robot
shame in here, man.
I guess. But that's when old Hank comes out of the fucking woodwork like goddamn Michael Myers.
Stand over there like a true pervert.
He's just there. Just hello. Smack over the head. The best part of the interrogation is there's two parts. One is just how fast the snake oil salesman says, yes, please.
Oh, yeah.
He's not saying it because he's afraid. He just got sold a pitch. He was pitched an idea. And with the life being the way it is,
imagine what his life and memories have been. Yeah, okay,
and
yeah.
He even tells him, he's like, your motor functions will be fine. You'll be able to speak and all of that. You'll be alive, but you won't remember anything else.
Yes, please.
So his quick reaction was one of the things I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
But I also loved how they played with the audience here. I wasn't going to bite. I did not bite. I knew that this would not be the way to kill this character. We've already seen it once.
Yeah.
We've already seen the head explosion once. If you're going to do it a second time, it has to be with a character that we've never seen before, that we're probably never going to see again. That's why I didn't bite. But I thought that was hilarious that they were going for it. They wanted
the camera angle shift and everything.
But nope, this guy's special. And we've already seen that. Of course he's special. He's touched. Who knows what's in his body. With all the things that he puts inside himself.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you think all the drugs are what allowed him to take the programming more than some regular guy?
Yep. I think that something inside him has just kind of made him so that he can get there. He was practically orgasmic.
Oh, yeah.
So for him,
really having a good time.
Yeah. So now it clearly works. He's found his subject. And let's see where my notes go. Okay. So after all of that happens, we get to the big scene with Mr. Robert House. I love when there's a cool character named Robert. I know it's vain, but I just, you know what I mean? You hear your name in a thing and you go, huh? Oh. Whenever you find out that like the character is like an asshole, I'm like, oh, God damn it.
Why'd you have to name it?
But this is Justin Theroux and Walton Goggins being wonderful actors. What a great scene.
I did not think I could be more interested in Robert House and the character and what he was bringing. He was already very interesting. And I even love the intros, like the guy from the fucking toilet is awesome. But he's not who we thought that he was. I mean, not really. He's different. He's a calculator. He's trying to figure things out. He's maybe not the bad guy. And that just made it so much more interesting. Because otherwise, yeah, it's simple. I mean, the fact that he knew that he was there to kill him was like, yes, of course. And everything that he knows is perfect. And then that sudden like shift that like, no, I'm not going to drop the bomb. I'm trying to figure out who is. And I think these people are behind it. And I think that you might even be behind it. Yeah, he's insane, but he's also not the tactical villain that we thought that he was, which just makes it so much more interesting to where they're going to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is kind of making it look like Barbara Howard might be like, as he's saying to him, like, your wife is the one that's making apocalyptical things. Like, House is there. He wants to protect his glorious city, as he says it. The missile defense is for him. He's not giving anybody shit. He's using people. He's working people. He's got a guy that's been playing him. I was right. I mean, of course I was right. That wasn't a hard thing to be right about. But the double for 10 years, he is the face. That means for 10 years, he's been able to stay away from the public enough that no one knows that that's not him. That's amazing. But he's also, in the end, not helping anybody else. He's protecting his city. If you're there, you're cool.
Right.
I guess. You might have a greater chance of survival. But he also, he is not this. And he wants to know. And he is. He's a mathematician. He's a thinker. But he, again, like I said, he's still not a great person because he could do something with this information.
So, I mean, he did kill those guys in the beginning, a couple episodes ago.
We have to go. We don't have to like these characters to like understand them, and that's what makes them great characters. Again, best villains don't think they're villains; they think they're doing the right thing, and he thinks he's doing the right thing. Everybody, thinks they're doing the right thing. What did they say about that? It's like everybody has all these solutions to how to solve America's problems. But when he says, like, again, bringing up the other players, whoever's there, I was with you in Alaska when you saw your demon in the snow. And just that we're both apex competitors. I like that. I don't think I've heard it put like that before. But knowing that that's probably whoever's behind that is probably behind like everything else. And if that's true, then would the forced evolutionary virus come from Barb then?
Well, let's see. I think in the game it's West Tech that does that, who we've also already seen pop up with a couple things. Didn't West Tech do the power armor?
I'm not sure.
Or anyway. Or no, I mean House did because he was still anyway. So yeah, I'm not sure, but what I found actually really interesting in this was when he's talking about he was absolutely sure that the world was going to end. When we calculated the date that he came up with was Coop's kid's birthday. So obviously the world didn't end then, but it does seem to mark. And then what does he say when Coop bought his ticket to come to Vegas? The calculated date jumped a month. So I wonder how much this might even center around his kid. Or if, like you said, that was Barbara's decision once she became pregnant and had the kid, like, the world is a horrible place. We need to stop and make a new one type kind of thing. We'll build our own paradise for our future. We just have to lay waste to the rest of the world beforehand. Yeah. I mean, again, it keeps it all interesting, and how this is centering almost more around Barbara than Coop, I think, is also quite fascinating.
So I want to know like when they'll drop that, because we also haven't seen the Enclave.
Right.
Like we know that that's where the dog came from. He's the one who had the
That's where the cold fusion stuff
came from. So we know that House doesn't get the cold fusion. They get it somehow.
Well,
right? Or they had it.
Well, the thing is I don't know if there is only one cold fusion.
True.
You know, that may be the secret. And so he has it, but Enclave was trying to develop it, you know, back tech, you know, taking apart Vault Tech's, you know, science and notes and stuff, and trying to rebuild it off of that. I don't know. But what we did, I mean, this happened, I think, beforehand. We got the quick slight when our snake oil salesman was taken. But we do see that Barbara and the daughter are there, or more specifically, their marked cryotubes are there. We don't see them. They may or may not be inside of them.
Yeah,
which,
that's
again,
the whole
kind of like,
you know, the way that goes. And then so, I mean, to finish up here, we've got our end scene with Lucy coming back. Ghoul's there. She's throwing up from the addictol, and you know, is very considerate. He's like, well, it's the least I can do considering. And then here we go, this Renfield kind of situation going on for this poor guy, who gives them the summation of, you take the daughter back to her vault and your wife and kids are fine. And I just feel like this is a little bit on the nose for her. She should have seen it coming. I mean, the line that's like, you're not actually considering this. And it's like, are you kidding me? Of course he'd consider it at the very least. He's not hurting you. He'd be taking you home and he'd get his family. You can always come back.
Right.
Nobody said that once he gets there and leaves that he couldn't even, you know, like, he probably wouldn't want to bring you back. You know, and would he want to stay in check to make it, you know, make sure you don't come back? He'd want to be making a beeline right for his wife, right? So, but whatever, we have a show to make, and if we don't do all those things, we don't do certain things, make certain concessions for the plot, then it just doesn't go anywhere. But I was just shocked at how it all plays out. Is that it wasn't that he said yes, it's just that I had completely forgotten about the power fist. So
yeah,
when he's just trying to tell her what's what, and she still knocks him out the window and impales him.
No.
Oh, what a great shot, though. Every part of this. Another great use of what was clearly CG and some green screen and everything, but beautiful because they held the shot. We saw the thing go through him. I mean, they know what we want to see. And that was just amazing to see him go down like that. So, and then in the end, Hank wins. Unfortunately. And there he is for his sugar.
I loved so much of the scene, and I loved the emotional bit at the end. And yeah, Hank showing up and having that little connection, like, oh, is he going to make sure that she gets back? Is he going to take her with her now? Because obviously the ghoul can't take her back. All very interesting little bit of moments. My only kind of like minor criticism, and it's not of the writing or the show, it's of Lucy's character herself, is, come on, you can't be that surprised. Your dad is threatening his wife and daughter, Coop's wife and daughter, with death unless he takes you back. And you think that and you feel betrayed that he has to agree with it. I mean, I know where it's going and why it does, but part of me was kind of like, man, have a little heart. Your dad just threatened to kill this guy's family.
And now, because you punched him and did what you did, now you're where you're at now. You're in your father's clutches. You're in worse shape. If you just left with him, but see, again, it's like, it's all at the mercy of the writers.
Right.
So again, it's like they don't want us to do that. So that's why you have to like make the like plot concession of, okay, you know.
Yeah.
So, but
no, I mean, again, I get it. I was just like,
yeah. So I'm excited because I'm hoping that that next week we'll get some more things from somewhere else, because this is clearly setting up the end game for season 2. Mm-hmm. He's in her clutches. The ghoul's there, but impaled. How's he getting out of that? How does he go back to get into the place? Because he's got to go in there. Will the Brotherhood show up? Will Maximus show up? You know, will the ghoul run the death claws inside the building and let them loose? I don't know. And then what are our vault techies gonna be doing? And what's going on more with the inside the vaults? With between 31 and 33, right?
Both 33 and 32 are the only ones that are left. 31 was now empty. Yeah.
So lots of questions going into next week. And again, I want to congratulate Prime for getting on board for the weekly shows so that we get to talk about this every week and give Amazon Prime free fucking advertising.
Look, man, this is all for Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy and their creative team. Okay.
Yeah, and the people that are making it, all the people that are making it, all the people that are in it, all the people that are in it for the love of it and making us want to play the games again. So, do you have anything else for this week? Because I think that was pretty well nailed.
No, like I said, I think we do have a chance that we will get that Barbara Coop scene next week. There seemed to be playing that when he's laying there and looks up. It's like, we got to talk.
Oh, that's the one thing I guess we didn't talk about was riding the missile.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets to have the Slim Pickens Dr. Strangelove moment there, and it's beautifully shot. I even thought about it, I was like, man, maybe I should have taken that. That was really cool looking. Maybe I will.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, we have to talk.
So I'm excited about that. And yeah, I think we saw what Maximus and Thaddeus heading towards New Vegas. So maybe they do show up, and maybe the power armor can be used against the death claws, because we also know that there is a fusion core somewhere around here, because Snake Oil Salesman had one and probably dropped it or left it with his robot Fisto.
Yeah. And we do have to find out what happened to Robert House.
Yeah.
Because he had a plan. He said what it was. He was going to shed his organic form.
And so, yeah, I'm super thrilled. And also I love seeing, what's his name? The little robot buddy we saw 2 episodes ago is the one in House's. They were like, oh, now we see their first meeting.
Yep.
Okay. And they probably had some time after that.
That's why he knows what did you have to do with his death?
Yeah. So no, they've laid a lot of good framework where we can kind of guess where they might be going. But if there's one thing this show does so very well, is subverting expectations, getting us to expect one thing and delivering something satisfying, but maybe not in the way or how we expected it to be delivered, which, yeah, is awesome.
All right. Well, then, folks, that's where we're going to leave it for this week here in the wasteland of America. It's freaking really cold here, and I think it's supposed to be snowing. I think it's snowing right now. Wonderful.
Yeah.
But
it's
at least
80 degrees here.
Oof.
In January. It's 80 degrees in the middle of winter. So not happy.
Well, at least it's not fallout snow.
Yeah, I was going to say hot, cold, Hot, cold. Yeah, you get the whole range here, folks.
LA and Chicago. All right, folks. So then don't forget to hit like, subscribe, all that jazz. We'll be back next week for episode 6 of Fallout Season 2. Thanks for watching, and yep, stay away from those Yao Guai.
See ya.
Easier to play, Ghoul or Cooper?
Well, the Ghoul takes 2.5 hours to get ready for. You know, you kind of disappear into that mindset for a very long time. I like them both. I don't know that what do you have a noose in your hand, man? I mean, is this like a prop because I've been in a lot of Westerns? Is that kind of what you're doing?
Well, just promise me you won't cut me down.